This is ZollowGoneWild. This is the only one I remember, this first one. This house, and these are the top posts of all time. This house is a perfect example of the phrase money doesn't buy taste, and this is $25 million. Or, you know, if you can't afford that, you can pay in easy installments of $150,000 a month. So, and you can get pre-qualified. So it's easy. It's a simple process, easy enough to go through. I mean, I'll do it. I got the crowbar after all. Wait, isn't Crowbar the other guy who streams? Don't mention him. He's not welcome here. All right, let's take a look. So this is the aerial thing, but you will notice the fish pool right off the bat, right off rip. Fish pool. $25 million gets you a fish pool. I don't hate this. I don't hate private dock, if I'm being completely honest with myself. Like, I think that's kind of sick if you have your own private dock at the back of your house. All right, I think the next one's I love that even the people who were taking this photo were like, fish pool. You gotta start with fish pool. Fish pool gets them through the door, and then the rest of the house sells them, you know? It starts the conversation. No issue with this, frankly. This is sick. I would kill for that much, like, you know, you're having people over, that much parking that's not on the street. Nothing wrong with that, but it starts to get worse. You start to see there's a lot. There is a lot to take in. Do you know what pisses me off about this as well? This is like, what, $25 million. And there's also just clutter. There's like shit under you, I think. I guess I thought they were shoes, but now I'm starting to think they might not be. All right, you know what? No, I take it back. This is a pristine fish slide. There's just so much going on. There's this up here. I have no description. Some like outhouse looking room on the left. There's a shelf up here that there's no way you're seeing anything that's on that shelf unless you're seeing it maybe from the top floor. I guess we'll see later. There's quite a lot of photos. But yeah, you know, elephant in the room, fish in the room. There's a fish slide, which I gotta be honest. If I'm being completely honest with myself, it kind of makes me like the owner a little bit. You know, because this is the kind of fuck you money I wish I had, where I could just be like, yeah, I just want a slide. I'm sick of going down the stairs, put a slide in my fucking hall. I want it. And then you get it, and it's like kind of weirdly well designed for a slide. Actually, I say that, but okay, follow the slide. There's like this weird, I don't know, like right-hand turn here. You can see the bump in the slide. We are spending so long on this first photo. There's so much more. There is so much more to take in with this house. But I feel like you come down this slide, you're coming out the other end like that cop that went down the children's slide. You know, when he just gets like fucking shot out like a cannon out the other end. I feel like that happens every time you go down this. But it is still fun. The ceiling's painted like the shitty rotting kids' room in a chippy and mumbled. Yes, it is. Oh, I haven't even seen that. There is some other roof painting coming up, but I didn't even notice the fish roof. All right, we got to move on. There's so much to take in, but we got to move on. I've just noticed God of War runes on the stairs. All right, anyway. This just looks like a museum. It looks like the entry to a museum. Peter Buddy, if I had fuck you money, my house wouldn't have stairs, escalators for up, fireman poles for down. Yeah, but here's the... I don't know why I'm like addressing that like you have the money and I'm giving you the advice, but here's my financial advice on that. You sort of need stairs to get things up. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like you need stairs somewhere in your house. Oh, but then you got fuck you money, just helicopter it in. Like, I was thinking about like you want to put a sofa upstairs, right? You probably can't take a sofa on an escalator, but I guess if you have that money, you're rich enough to find out. But yeah, you just get a helicopter. Yeah, no, you're right. Escalators are stairs when they stop. I don't need your conspiracy theories, BB, all right? You keep that to yourself. I'm not entertaining that. Let's move on to the dining room. Okay. Is it weird that there's a lot I like about... Is that the Welsh dragon on that lamp? This would be a hell of a D&D room. That's kind of what I was thinking. There's a small part of me. I wouldn't decorate it like this, but to have this for something like D&D. So, like, I don't hate this. I don't hate the idea of it, you know? And the thing in the middle actually kind of looks like a D&D miniature sort of battle board. But I don't know what that chandelier is. It's... I legitimately have no words to describe that. It looks like it would be a reflecting nightmare. And I think if I go to the next picture, you can see the dragon on the ceiling. You can see the art of the dragon, like, ripping through the ceiling. Which, again, It's kind of sick. I don't... It's kind of sick for like a board game cafe or something like that. Timo House decal. Yeah, it would be better if I could criticize this multi-millionaire. It would be better if it was just a dragon. Do you know what I mean? If you just had a dragon, kind of like what you've got on the table here, painted on the ceiling. I think that works. I think that's quite fun. But the like breaking through the ceiling thing is so tacky. It reminds me of those like Thor's hammers or Captain America shields you can get that are like cut off with cracks around them that you stick on your wall, so it looks like the hammer's embedded in the wall, but it never fucking looks like that because they're so cheap. Love this clock. Love this like sky-high massive fucking clock. Like the biggest clock I have ever fucking seen in my life. No light matches. None of these. There's 2 chandeliers I'm now noticing, and they have nothing in common with each other. Don't hate this. I actually think that's kind of cool, having these like multiple colored bottles at the top of the window. I imagine that it probably in person kind of looks cool to have the light reflecting through it. But there's just so much going on. Do you know? Oh, it's a chessboard. The D&D thing is a chessboard. Skooma bottles. Yeah, you keep your skooma bottles up there. The thing is, if it was me though, it wouldn't be that. It would be like a fucking teenager's bedroom, and I'd have beer bottles up there and stuff. Next up, we have Viking Longship Kitchen. I have no notes. I gotta be honest though, like, this one's kind of sick. And I'm getting alarmed how often I'm saying that. It's not bad, right? Like, okay, it's not tasteful. Like, it's really not tasteful, but it is the most tasteful we've seen so far. Like, at least the vibes are pretty consistent in this room. Kitchen's not as bad as it could be. All things considered, the ceiling's a bit... Naked baby is a bit of a choice. How do you think he explained that to the folk who painted the room? How do you think he brought that up? Like, yep, there's gonna be a Viking longship, I want mosaics on everything, naked baby on the ceiling, where you going? Okay, TV too high? TV too high, but I'm a bit more forgiving of that in, like, entertainment rooms. You know what I mean? Like, when it's TV too high in a living room, and you know they're sat there the entire time glancing up, that's an issue. But, for example, this room that I'm in right now, I sometimes have people over, and the TV is literally touching the ceiling. Like, it really is. Because it needs to be visible over people and through a crowd, and when you got a lot of people in the room. So it makes sense to have it high up for an entertainment room. TV above fire, though? Unforgivable. They got one of those maze puzzles to do with a massive pen on the floor, and somebody started it. Somebody's already made a good attempt at it, but they panicked and just went straight for the center. That's like a child who just wants to get it done as quick as possible. Why would you have that? This symbol, again, kind of mosaicked, right? You could see the split. That might just be a sort of art style rather than actually mosaic, although I don't know. You have this, which looks fine. It is fun. It is actually kind of literally one of those mazes, but it's fine. And then you're like, add a line! And just draw a fucking line all the way through it. Just ruin it. Just put that on and then fucking scribble it out, because that's what I want and I'm a millionaire. Why would you do that? Also, I love that they have all these bottles that have, I don't want to say artistically arranged, but very deliberately arranged at the very least. And then there's just a couple up here as well. It's like they're the ones they had left over. Just stuck them up there. They don't go all the way to the wall, so it doesn't look deliberate at all. There's no there's just 2 styles of bottle. It's so weird. I don't hate these, but it just feels so inauthentic. I suppose that's not really a word. Like, because you know these aren't real. These aren't brands. They're not drinking these and then putting them up. They just bought colored bottles to put up on a shelf, and that's just lame. It ruins. It's a very artificial way of doing this vibe, and I don't hate this vibe, but I can tell it's artificial, so it kind of kills it. It never ends. Every time I look, there's more obscene shit. I went through this one and a couple of ones below, and this one has the most photos by far, although I do think this is the last photo. And you're right. I mean, if we go back to the hall, I kind of wanted to get past the hall because I knew there was more shit to look at. There's so much stuff here I didn't even look at. These are LED lights, just random LED lights. Is that weird that that's the worst thing to me? That you have these completely undiffused LED lights just halfway down the stairs. sort of pointed this way as well, so they slightly light up this photo, this mosaic, but not this one. Flags, I assume the door opens out then, if those are there, which sucks. Like, anytime somebody knocks on your door, you're gonna have to open it a bit and go, can you take a step back? I don't want to hit you with it. Every single time you open the door. Or it opens in, and those flags are getting caught in the door every single time you shut them. This is literally how people on Reddit furnish themed rooms in Animal Crossing. That is exactly what this feels like. It feels like an Animal Crossing house. Or even more, one of those Animal Crossing islands that are like a city, you know? And they've made like Tokyo in Animal Crossing. So they've just had to put furniture fucking everywhere to create that vibe. That's exactly what this looks like. Or an over-decorated Sims house where they had unlimited money. All right, well, that was hell, and that was 20 minutes. That's 20 minutes on the first post. This is also quite recent. I just realized this is from 23 days. It's from 23 days ago, and it is the most upvoted post of all time on this sub. This was exhausting to go through. Okay, I don't remember this one at all. Initial impressions. It's fine. It's fine. It doesn't look like a millionaire lives there, which is maybe a good thing. You know, you got the double car garage. That's pretty cool. It's nice. It's nice. I can't wait to find out what's exhausting about this. Okay, let's have a look. Fine. I don't want to nitpick, but I guess that's what we're here for. Oh my god. Okay, never mind. Never mind. I just saw the lights. I don't think a millionaire lives here. I'm gonna put out an official prediction right here. A millionaire does not live in this fucking house. The handles are a bit low though. Right? I feel like the door handles are... I think it feels like the door was put in upside down. And it's meant to... Like, if you rotate it 180 degrees, that's how it was supposed to be. Because it's just low, right? That's a little... Unless the door is massive, and that's actually, like, head height. I don't know. Man. The brickwork around the windows and doors is awful. Oh, it is! Oh, that is horrendous! Even one layer, like if this was just one line around the door, I would think that's awful. That ain't right. Because you've already got the border of the door, right? The door already has a border, the window has a frame. You don't need that. But the fact that it's doubled up doesn't really line up. Oh, especially, it's even worse on this side. It like doesn't line up at all. Holy shit. Maybe that's intentional. as intentional as something like this can be. Because it's on both sides, to be fair. God, that's awful. And just the smashed lights, like... It doesn't feel like... If you could afford a house like this, you're telling me you can't spend a couple of hundred to get an electrician in to fix this. Hell, you could probably do it yourself. You just... those probably screw on, right? You just unscrew it, get a new one, screw it back in. Fine. But they're both smashed too. How does this happen? How do you do this? I could maybe understand this one. Maybe if you're playing football out on your drive and it smashes this. But I feel like this one, to smash on that side too, is insane. I need to know the story here. I don't want to go in. I'm scared of what we'll find. Oh, this is fine. I need to start using my eyes before I make statements. It's just not as bad as the other one. There's less going on, but we've got the living table with legs. I guess all tables have legs. You know what I mean? Like legs, not legs. You know what I mean? We got ice bust. It's kind of nice. Shriekers, what's worse, the smashed light or the working one being on in sunlight? Another great point. Yeah. I was about to say maybe that's just for the photos. You know, they really want to make this house look as good as it can if they're going to sell it. But like, why would you do that when only one of them works? It would have been so much... If it was turned off, there was a part of me that might not have even realized there were lights. I might have just thought that was intentional. Jesus Christ, okay. Oh my god. Can you imagine? You're in this... You live in this house. This is your dream house. You come down for breakfast one day, you're scrolling on your phone, and then you accidentally turn the torch on, and you're just blind. That's it. Game over. Holy shit. We got a, like, Photoshop texture on the ceiling. I don't know where the kitchen ends. I don't know where it ends. Why do you need that many mirrors? Who makes a mirrored fridge? Who makes this? I'm starting, like, my brain is catching up with the image and I'm starting to see it now. Like, until now, it was just noise and none of it was making sense. The room is nightmare fuel for me. Bro, can you, just being stood in it, right? Like, if you're stood over here making some toast, you've got like 8 versions of yourself looking at you if you glance around. That's horrible. Okay, this is the other side of the kitchen. There's more mirrors! There's more mirrors! It is entirely mirrored. Jesus. Except for this bit, which actually, that actually kind of upsets me. Like, why go through that kind of... Oh, hey, I've just realized there's like a blue thing there. What's that? Why blue? Oh, no, shit. I made it worse. Everything's bad. Also the damage. Look at the damage on the walls. Holy shit. How do you have this clean a kitchen? You know, in terms of like the mirrors, they look, I mean, maybe the photo's not doing it justice because it's like kind of standard def, but like they look clean. And then there's just like somebody's been kicking the wall in over here and there, right next to where your mirrors are. I love this tiny TV just there with a fucking, is that a power bank behind it? Yeah, just haphazardly plugged in, wires everywhere. Oh, it's awful. Ah! What am I looking at? Oh my god, I hate this. This is another one where I'm trying to like, I don't know, pass where the room ends. These aren't even taps. These are the, they're like waterfalls. I think that's what those are. So you turn them on with these stairs here and water will just kind of run out onto it. I don't actually hate them in concept. They're quite nice. They're quite nice to put your hands under because the water doesn't splash as much. But the actual design of these is just awful. Man. And just, yeah, I mean, more mirrors. Everything is mirror. The bath looks weirdly small for all the money that went into this room. Alright. Oh, God, it is just mirror. So they have... Okay. So they kind of have like a jacuzzi shower combo. Alright. I mean, I suppose at least this isn't their only bath, right? They do have like another, and I'm assuming this is the same room, but it is so hard to tell. It's so hard to like get your bearings in this house because of all the fucking mirrors. Jesus. Also, just noticing the inconsistent lights. You got like a sort of spot, they're all spotlights, but like giant one, pointed one, small version of, no, actually just completely different light. Just no consistency. Just walked into B&Q and just bought the light dial. And then figured it out after the fact. And then there's this. And there's the most undecorated room ever. Still mirrors. He's put his curtains on the ceiling. We've all done it. We've all made that mistake. It's a learning process. You grow up, you learn, that's not where they go. I'm not going to judge him too much for that. And clearly he stopped. There was a point where he was putting his curtains on the ceiling and he was like, window. And then he put them down and he stopped and then he never got around to it. We've all been there. Tiniest pillows known to man. I know no one's sleeping in this bed. I know no one's sleeping in this bed. But why then put the tiny pillow? Why have the tiny pillow? And the glass chair. Why have the glass chair? There's just so like, it's so random. You know what I mean? In like one of the photos, it looked very deliberate and like they knew exactly what they wanted out of this room. And then there's photos like this where there's a socket on the mirror, first of all. That's great. To a random lamp that doesn't match the rest of the room. The bed isn't plugged in. You can't have that. You gotta plug your fucking bed in. The fact that the power cable would come out the front makes me think that they probably installed this the wrong way round, because why would the power cable come out the front? More mirrors. I can't get over this. I joked it was curtains, but what is it though? Jesus Christ. I'd honestly, if there were more signs, I would be starting to wonder if this is fake. Because I just can't understand. I can understand not making a decision, and I can understand being very, like, particular and making decisions about everything. I can't understand this, like, well, yeah, I want the bronze bed, but I don't care where you put it. I want the glass side table, but I'll have it at my feet. I just don't understand who makes those choices. Those two things just don't go together. I'll have a tiny wardrobe and nothing else in the room. I want the palm trees though. It wouldn't be my bedroom if I didn't have palm trees and nothing else in it. I really hope there's a close-up of the palm trees. Oh, and this is the baby's room. That baby's gonna grow up wrong. There's no way. He's gonna grow up thinking there's babies everywhere. He's gonna be really shocked when he leaves this room for the first time, and not everyone's a baby. It's so fucking strange. I also do love the detail of the carpet, like being indented from where this used to be, which means they thought enough to move it for the photo to make it look nicer, you know? But clearly this is where it usually lives. Just leave it there. You're not doing any favors. Another lovely mirror, cutting out something to put something on a mirror. The blinds are mirrored. The fucking blinds on the window are mirrored. Do you think they're mirrored on both sides? I really think that would have been obvious from the first photo. I don't know. I think they're just, these definitely aren't. I feel like those could be mirrors. I mean, they're definitely mirrored on this side. And regardless, when they're open, they're definitely reflecting light outside the house. And honestly, if it's like the sun gets on the front of this house or whatever side this is, that's such a fire hazard to have the sun being reflected onto carpet. And then, well, I guess reflected 20 times and then onto carpet. My God. Car thing. What the fuck is this? The title of this Reddit post was "This was exhausting to go through," and I thought they were being dramatic, you know, just making a funny name for the post. I'm actually exhausted. I'm running out of things to say. Also, love the little CRT thing. Like the CRT stand. I was reluctant to call it a stand. Shines the sun straight into your eyes. Yeah, you don't need an alarm clock in this house. You literally, you could shut all the blinds and just wait, and the sun will eventually reflect off enough things to hit you in the eye and wake you up. Absolutely hideous. I need to get through these so I can... You can't play pool on that! That's not a functional pool table! Look how much fucking room you have on the back sides, and there's a trophy. Every photo has been a surprise. Every photo I haven't expected what's coming. My God. And then the most tasteful room in the house, just right at the end. Still not great. Still have some thoughts. I'm not fitting on that. I'm a decently big dude. My legs are touching that every time I sit down. There's no way I'm squeezing on that. But, you know, they've got bigger problems. The owners of this house have way bigger problems than having slightly uncomfortable shirts. And I'm starting to... It's not, right? This isn't dirt. It's a design. It has to be. Because I'm just wondering, like, why do you have mirrored everything else and then one bathroom you're like, nah, just, you know, put some, like, jungle pattern on it or whatever. So now I'm like, is that... Oh, wait. Is this a mirror reflecting something behind it, maybe? I think it might be. Yeah. I think this is still a mirror, because if you look down here, you can see it's like reflecting a little bit of the... I'm going like full Sherlock Holmes on this photo now. But if you look down here, it's reflecting a bit of the sink, and then the weird pattern starts. So I think that's actually, it is mirrored, and it's just reflecting something that's making it look like it has a small amount of taste on it. God, insane. All right, we'll do one or two more. All right, you'll be in for a surprise. Fine, I guess. It's, you know, a bit. I wouldn't choose that color scheme for the outside of a house personally. The lamp's a bit of a choice, but it's fine. All right, we're off to an okay start. Okay, is this just gonna be the pink house? Is that what we're in for here? Are we just gonna see? Is it just on here because everything's pink? Look. Okay. Is it my taste? No. Not even fucking close. But it's like clean. You know, if you really like pink, you like flowers, you like these sort of art pieces, it's at least committing to a theme. is the nicest thing I can say. Oh, I kind of like it. No, I'm coming around. It is a bit like living in a dollhouse. which I guess is probably what they're going for. But like, there's a subreddit called, I can't remember, Awful Taste, Great Execution. Is that the one? Where it's like, I don't like this, but I can't deny that you've done it well. Even though I don't think it's tasteful, you've definitely done it well. I think this is that. So far, I love this. I wouldn't want to live there, but clearly the person who designed this does want to live there. So I'm sort of like, I'm happy for them, you know? I'm happy that this turned out the way it did because it looks pretty good for what it is. Oh, come on! This is great! God, love to have breakfast there. I might feel a bit like I was gonna get murdered a little bit, but I feel like that anyway when I leave the house. So at least I'd die somewhere nice. Definitely not a real cake. First complaint. Okay, second complaint. I would destroy that toilet. You would have that toilet for a day. If that. A day is generous, because a day implies multiple uses. You would have that for maybe 6 hours before it's just in pieces on the floor. Same with the sink, but that would be out of anger. I would just be so mad at how small that sink is that I would just destroy it. Like the fucking Hulk, just double fist down. Oh, it's a vibe though, isn't it? Like, it really is. It really is a vibe. If you just added a bit more color, I think 90% of the, like, whoa, sort of reaction to this house would be mitigated. If the walls just weren't pink, or the walls on the ceiling, or some accent walls, it's really close to just being super cozy. I love the little, I assume like a little cat hole to get through the door there. That's really cute. Because you don't need like a flap inside, right? So you've just cut a little archway out for them. That's really cool. If you know, let's say you go out with your mates, you have a couple of drinks, it's going well, you meet a girl and she's like, come back to mine and we'll do whatever people do. I don't know. I've never asked. And then she takes you into this room. Well, yeah, you're probably not going to leave. You're probably not going to leave. But you will be thinking. You're not going to ignore it, is what I'm saying, right? You're not going to walk in and be like, don't care, got my dick out. It is a point of conversation that a bedroom looks like this. That's all I'm saying. So, you know, I guess if you have 2 toilets, you don't have to worry about me breaking one. So that's good forethought right there. This is kind of what I meant. I presume this is probably like a kid's room or something. But this is all this house needs, is different colors on the wall. No issue with this at all. This is a sick bedroom. Again, it's probably a bit empty, but whatever. Love the little, like, side table, like bedside cabinet with these on them. I think that looks really nice. Yeah, I reckon if the rest of the house, especially like this room, if this had the blue wall, the sort of green wall that the bedroom has, it would look great. It would look really nice, really vibey. I'd be way into it. What is a mannequin though? Is that a mannequin or a person? I can't. Do mannequins have real knees? Can somebody email Big Mannequin and ask them if they make mannequins with knees? Because that makes me think this is a person, right? Like the face could go either way because, you know, thick hair, glasses, I can't really tell, can't see any eyes. The hand looks really fake. But this knee, her knee though, is so real. Again, it's just, I can't hate it. I can't bring myself to hate it because at least, you know, look at these Disney adult headbands, you know? If that's what you're into. You could have 20 Mickey Mouse ears, but at least they're arranged nicely. Couple, you know, they're not perfect, but it's presented well. Awful taste, great execution, terrifying hobbies. Moving on. Here you leave today and enter the world of yesterday, tomorrow, and fantasy. That doesn't rhyme. I had to change it to make it rhyme, but it's pretty close. Love these badge walls. Actually, genuinely love that. I have a similar thing behind my computer where I just put badges on because I love them. I love little metal pin badges, but you put them on stuff and you lose them. It's just inevitable. They'll pop off when you're not looking and then they're just lost. And yeah, it's fine for like, you know, whatever ones, but I do have some that are like somewhat sentimental or they were given to me as a gift or whatever. So I love a badge wall. I love a memorabilia wall. This is all great. Aside from the color scheme, which again, I think could just use a bit of work. I love these. Okay, it took me a second to notice it. This is my favorite thing, is when you just have to have the house bit. You know, you've got this like really pristine, really vibey, you know, it's all pink, it's like a dollhouse, but then you do just have to have the washing machine and dryer. Like, they just have to go somewhere because you can't have a house without at least a washing machine. So I love when you see these like model houses that are almost perfect, and then it's just, you just gotta have a bit of a house somewhere. So they've tried to like hide it behind the screen, but it's not worked at all. And this bit looks, and the like, the roof as well. I guess this is a basement. Storage. I would argue that if you're doing this, right, if you're going for this kind of, you know, aesthetic, you just accept that the basement won't match the aesthetic, and then you use that for all the stuff that doesn't match the aesthetic, right? So you put like your washing machine and dryer down there, any boxes of storage, things like that. You don't like half vibe it up with all these like colorful bags and whatnot, and then just stick the house in the back. I can also see some other stuff. It looks like is that like a cat shower? I don't know. Oh, dude, though. Come on! No notes. Some notes. Those chairs look really uncomfortable. Aside from that, no notes. I would absolutely kill for a room like this. When I was setting up the new sort of studio arrangement to do some more streams and videos and stuff, I wanted it to look like this. Couldn't afford it. Couldn't afford to have the carpet done and stuff, but I would love to have a little vintage arcade themed room, because it's just such a vibe. This is my favorite room in their entire house. I love this. I like legitimately have no notes. I like the, I guess, reserve's not the right word, modest arcade machines and, games and stuff. Like, it's not a full basketball machine. You know, they didn't spend 60 grand putting one in. It's like some kind of foldable, like, facsimile of it. That's great. That's a great use of space. It's not blowing money on something you don't need. And you know that's fun, right? When you have people over, you all play the basketball game, and there's no mechanical parts, so nothing's gonna go wrong. You're just chucking basketballs with your buddies and you're having fun. Same with, I guess that's the little one. It looks like they store the basketballs in there as well. Bit of skee ball. This is great. I really hope we get a photo of like to the left of the arcade machines, but it's the same thing. These half-sized arcade cabinets, I've seen them before. They're not cheap, but they're not like crazy expensive. They're a couple of £100 compared to thousands that you'd pay to have a full-sized arcade cabinet. But if you just stick one of them on what they've done, like a black box, you can't really tell. It's the same thing. People are going to be sat down anyway playing Pac-Man and Asteroids. Fucking sick. I think this is a really responsible use of money. I actually kind of love that. Fine. Actually, you know what? This is the most disappointing part of the house. This looks like they didn't have a plan for this bit. Like, the tiling is all cracked and horrible. Like, I guess the chairs kind of match the theme. I would have expected, like, an awning with, like, dangly, nice things and all colorful. This is the most disappointing photo. I want to live in this arcade. And if I'm being completely honest, I wouldn't hate living in this house. I would have to paint some of the walls. But I just don't... You can't make me hate this. Stop trying. These are great. McDonald's. Why do they? I only just realized these are McDonald's posters. That's fine. If that's what you're into, I suppose. If you're a real big McDonald's stan, you gotta have the posters up. But I mean, it's not really out of place. They've got loads of branded stuff. Yeah, you know what? I kind of love this. All right, that's it for houses. We're done. I'm canceling houses. No more houses.